I think you're gonna love this one. Can you see? So this is the kind of softness and translucentness that we are looking for. And the color is gorgeous. Looks like it's in its cheese, but no. This is full of goodness. This looks absolutely perfect. Today I'm bringing you a real vegan treat. This is a recipe that's packed with flavors and all the goodness, but also the right amount of guilt to make it heartwarming and comforting, just a real dinner that's gonna amp up your midweek dinners. So let's get started. So the name of this recipe is creamy butternut squash macaroni with garlic and sage, crumb and rocket salad. I'm gonna start with the hardest part, which is the pumpkin. Cut it in half, peel it with a normal peeler. Meanwhile, if you wanted to get extra flavor into your dish and you have the time, you could switch on your oven to 200, 225 degrees. You could also roast your pumpkin, but we're gonna boil our butternut squash. So I'm gonna chop the onion. And then, to be honest, after this first step of chopping and prepping everything, just smooth sailing from there. So next we're gonna switch on the pan, and I've chosen a bigger pan because we're gonna put the butternut squash in it eventually with some liquid as well, but we're gonna start by gently browning the onion and garlic. And I'm gonna add half of the butter, and I'm using a plant-based butter, which is really creamy. The butter has melted and it has a beautiful smell, very sweet, caramelly smell. I'm gonna add in the onion and the garlic. We're gonna cook these for 5 minutes. So we don't want them to take any sort of major brown color. We just wanna soften them so they become nice and translucent. And then you can reduce the heat to sort of medium-low and let them simmer here gently. And meanwhile, we're gonna cut the butternut squash into small cubes. I personally love pumpkin seeds. It's a little bit of a hassle to prepare. Boil them, roast them, and then add them on the top of your dish. The smaller the pieces, the less time it will take to cook. I'm gonna cut into small cubes like this. The smell from these onions and the garlic and the butter melting together is amazing. Can you see? So this is the kind of softness and translucentness that we are looking for. So first I'm gonna add in the water, an organic stock cube with lots of herby flavors, and then I'm gonna slide in all these pieces of butternut. And the next thing that I'm gonna put in the pot is the cashew nuts. The cashew nuts are gonna add nice creaminess, thickness to the mixture. If you have the time, you can soak your cashew nuts in boiling or warm water. 10 minutes will already do the trick, but for a couple of hours is ideal. And I'm gonna cover it with a lid, and we're gonna do the macaroni instead while this is cooking for about 12-15 minutes. I've got here some boiling water, a good pinch of salt into it. Here goes. So the macaroni needs about 8-10 minutes, depends on your preference, if you like a macaroni a little bit soggier or whether you prefer it al dente. I like mine a bit al dente, so my timer is on at 8 minutes. So now I'm gonna try my butternut squash, see if it's ready. The macaroni is also cooked, so I'm gonna drain it and put it back in the pot. Next, we're gonna make the nice crumbs. I'm gonna use the rest of this amazing plant-based butter, and we're gonna start by frying the sage, the breadcrumbs, the garlic powder, and a good pinch of salt and pepper to make a nice crispy finish for our dish. Finally, the panko, and then I'm gonna add in the salt and some pepper. Keep the temperature quite hot, however, you don't wanna burn. So what we want is them to start crisping a little bit. You're happy, and once you can hear the crumbs, can you hear them? We are ready. We have a very simple rocket salad, but the secret, as always, is in the sauce. I'm gonna put 2 or 3 tablespoons of olive oil, then balsamic vinegar. If everything is at room temperature as well, you'll quickly see that an emulsion will start forming, so that means that everything is kind of faster and easier to combine. Some punchy French Dijon mustard. Finally, I'm gonna add in a bit of sweetness. So I've got maple syrup, you could use honey as well, you could use a little bit of brown sugar, and then we're definitely gonna need a little pinch of salt and some black pepper. And this is a very, very simple dressing to make, very, very basic, and this is, goes with everything. Just before we serve, we'll toss in the rocket. So then the last step really is to just do the blending. I'm gonna use a traditional blender. All right, ready? Okay, looking good. At this stage, I'm also gonna pop in the nutritional yeast and a bit of a kick from the cayenne pepper. This looks absolutely perfect. All right, and I'm gonna mix the butternut squash sauce with the macaroni. I can smell the nutritional yeast coming in and giving that nice cheesy smell, and the color is gorgeous. I've rinsed the rocket leaves and I'm gonna toss them in. Make sure that everything gets nicely covered with this beautiful dressing that we've made. Now, let's serve. So we've got here this fabulous butternut squash macaroni. Looks like it's in its cheese, but no, no, no. This is full of goodness. We're gonna add in, for texture and extra flavor, some of these beautiful crumbs with garlic and sage. Extra greens from this salad. I can't wait to dig into it. You can subscribe to our channel to find lots of amazing, quick weeknight recipes just like this. Bon appetit. I think you're gonna love this one.